All right, everybody. Got fortunate enough to have a seven-figure affiliate marketer, amazing guy, Jacob Caris, on the live with us today. He's definitely been a big influence for me as to having success, and a lot of his teachings can be a huge contributing factor to where I'm at. So I'm very happy to have him on with us, and let him introduce himself and a little bit more about his backstory.
Awesome, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity to jump in the group. I know it was last minute, so if we haven't got that many on the live, hopefully a few people can catch the replay. It's always fun to connect with students and have an opportunity to have a little bit of a chat and deliver some value where possible. So if we want to kick it off with the backstory, you said,
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah. So if you are catching this on a replay, just drop a hashtag replay or a live in the comments. But yeah, we can start with a backstory for those that you don't know you or who come across this.
For sure, absolutely. So I'll try to give the semi-condensed version because it's been a bit of a ride. But I first started an online business in 2011. I bought a website off Flipper it was my first year in the corporate game as well, and I made a Flipper purchase, and that actually went all right. Made a little bit of money with that, but the field I got into was corporate consulting, and the hours were pretty crazy, and so I repeatedly got pulled back to that. I always had an interest in kind of the internet marketing space and dabbled in the Warrior Forum a little bit back in the day, and it always had a part of my attention, but because of the job I was in, both from a time perspective and the perspective of I could never really build a brand with the commitments of that job, I never really got to go all in, so to speak, to use a cliche, and so it wasn't really until 2017 I was actually living in the States. I was living in New York, and my kind of time there was coming to an end at the end of that year, and I got hit with what actually happened was I bought Tony Robbins' book. I think it's called Unshakable. It talks about investment strategy, and I'm pretty sure what must have happened is I bought that off Amazon, and then that's caused me to end up in one of Russell's kind of Facebook audiences, which then I got the ad for their affiliate bootcamp. And that became a bit of an obsession for the next 18 months. Was trying to win this bad boy here, the Dream Car Prize. Very, very nice hook from Russell. It may be a chunk of plastic, but I can tell you it's got a fair bit of drawing power in terms of how badly you want to chase it when you really do. And so I started following their training, and then started working with a couple of different people who were tackling that, and really that was my focus for the next 18 months. It was tough because the job that I was in was like 80 to 100-hour weeks, and I was flying from New York to Kansas City for client work, and then back, and doing that each week out of LaGuardia at like 5 o'clock on a Monday morning, and back late Fridays, and then working all weekend. And so my initial implementation was literally like 90% done on a phone, and I wasn't doing Facebook stuff, which would have made that a hell of a lot easier back then. I was doing blogging. I was like writing blog posts on my phone and in Ubers, on the train, on planes, in airports. Like I was like toggling back and forth between client spreadsheets and writing blog. Like it was like whenever I had the opportunity, I was doing something. So I mean, it's because I was able to kind of push through that. I really struggle when people tell me that they don't have time. I'm like, I think you probably have time. I think you're probably not allocating it in the right way. There's always more time if something's a priority for you. So yeah, that was really the first year and a bit of it. I tackled it that way, just doing things when I could. I think being that busy is actually a blessing in disguise, because I think when people have too much time, that's when they really start to overthink stuff. That's when they start to look at different opportunities and get distracted. They lack focus because they get overwhelmed. But I was so busy that I didn't have time to get distracted. Like I could never even go online and look at what other people were selling because I was like, I have like 5 minutes. I've got to write a blog post. Otherwise this is, it's not getting done. So that's a good tip there is, make yourself so busy that you don't have time to get distracted by kind of other things. Like pick your focus and then just be ruthless about it.
Really utilize your time that you're.
So that was something that I kind of learned early on, and then moved back to Australia in 2018, still working, took a little bit of time off to give the online stuff a go. And then ultimately went back to work, and it was about August of that year that the dream car thing finally dropped. So it was about 18 months of pretty consistent execution across a bunch of different strategies, trying a lot, doing well with some stuff, failing at a lot of things, not taking on board advice that I would now give people, like mentorship and sticking to one thing and like doing all the wrong shit and just jumping around. But I was just bootstrapping I was like, I need that 100 car. I need that 100 members to get the trophy. I was like, I'm just going to do whatever it takes to get there. I'm just going to keep trying things. And eventually got there. And then at that point I was at a bit of a crossroads because I was like, I can keep going with this ClickFunnels thing, or do I want a new challenge? Do I want to try something different? And that was when I really got into Legendary Marketer, which is the thing that's behind me to the left or right, depending on what angle people can see. And this little trinket here too that sits on my desk with me, which is a little ring. That's one of my favorites. That one's pretty cool, actually. And so I jumped into that, and that was really what opened my eye. Like up until that point, promoting ClickFunnels, people get really obsessed with continuity and passive income and recurring commissions. And I understand the appeal. Like you get paid every month. I get that. But what doesn't get spoken about as much is like the overall mathematics of it. And a lot of people will compromise, basic math for the fact that they're going to get paid every month, when overall it doesn't actually work out better. And having a finance background, I was kind of looking at the numbers and I'm like, this high ticket stuff makes way more sense. Like Legendary guys can close a sale for me at $2,500. I get 1,000. That's the equivalent of like 25 months of someone on a ClickFunnels subscription. And the majority of people, I can tell you, aren't sticking with ClickFunnels for 25 months. And that's the math you need to look at. That's like your customer value, right? So that was a big light bulb moment for me when I found the high ticket game and the fact that you could package information in a way that was desirable, that would cause people to buy stuff at those kind of price points. I literally, before I jumped on this live, I just put up a post in the group, in my group, with like a $500 offer, and I only had the idea for it today, and we just had a sale come through. And that's like the power of being able to package information in a certain way and present it to people in a way that's desirable. And so those were the light bulbs that were going off for me as I got into Legendary, and I've just kind of run with the high ticket info thing from them. When you start having $1,000 sales drop, and then I was comparing it to like the numbers I was putting up with ClickFunnels, with the amount of work required, with people churning off every month, I was just like, this is crazy. Like one sale a week, and I'm past what people are making with like 70, 80 subscribers on a piece of software. The math is better for a beginner. When you've got the audience and stuff down the track, it makes it easier to roll out continuity offers and stuff like that and get a bit more creative. But when you're getting started, you want to at least have the opportunity to bring in those chunky ones, because that's what's really going to unlock a lot of cool stuff for you, like being able to invest in different programs, being able to invest in ads if you want to get into that game, being able to invest in coaching, being able to leave your job, improve your lifestyle, whatever it may be. The big commissions or the big sales, if it's your own products, they're what's really going to move the needle initially. So I that became kind of phase 2 of my affiliate journey, was focusing in on them and what they were doing and trying to hit that 6-figure club. And I did that for 7 or 8 months until that came to fruition. That was about the same time I did a big launch with Tony and Dean. That was, to this day, was the biggest like financial result in my business. That was a 6-figure day on a launch, which was crazy. Like, to this day, I've not replicated that. I've had some big days, but I've never replicated that. And I don't think there's many people online who've done that. Like, it was stupid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was really the big 3 affiliate programs that really launched me into the space. And then I took a bit of time off before rolling out SAA, which I'm sure a lot of your members have heard about. But that was really a thing where I wanted a new challenge. I wanted to start coaching people, working with people, wanted to build a team around me. I was kind of struggling a little bit with the isolation of entrepreneurship and working from home every day. So that served a lot of purposes, both for me, and I could see a big gap in the market. And that's been the focus for the last 15 months. Has been that program. So that's kind of the journey, dude, over the last 4 years condensed down into 11 minutes.
So pretty super inspiring. I mean, journey in general. There's I've been in the affiliate space for I don't know, about 2 years. The affiliate space for a bit over a year, in the digital marketing space for about 2 years. And that's kind of ironic that you first stumbled across the affiliate bootcamp, and now you're actually someone in the affiliate bootcamp, in the actual training in the program. But that totally resonates with me when you talk about how you chase the monthly subscriptions and the software. That's totally where I started. And I actually remember hearing it in one of your training videos about the cash flow.
Yeah. It's massive. It's massive. It's really simple maths, but most people don't talk about it. They're just obsessed by, then they're going to pay me every month. And it's like, well, no, they're not going to pay you every month, because people quit. Unless you've got, and the one that makes me laugh the most is when you see a lot of these people that are selling software on Facebook that's like crap quality. It's like, people aren't going to subscribe to your software forever. They might stick for a month, but when your crappy software breaks, they're not coming back. So you're not, and then they're selling this concept of like, $100 a month. It's like, no, it's going to be like $100 payment, because the product sucks, and people are going to pick up on that. So it's all in the messaging and how people put it across. But to me, mathematically, it just high ticket continuity is pretty powerful too. Like, we've done payment plans on our program at we did 400 and then a 600 and then an 800 and then $1,000 at different times when we've been increasing the price. And that's pretty cool. Like having someone sign up to $1,000 a month payment plan where that's dropping every month for 3 months. That's cool. But you also run into problems there around like rebills and stuff like that. Stripe doesn't let every transaction through, and there is, there's a hassle with the recurring element too. Nothing's perfect, but the high ticket stuff just makes sense to me. And it attracts a certain type of person as well, which is what I like about it. For the most part, there's obviously exceptions, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what would you consider like, so there's very few people that would be able to replicate or even get close to the amount of success that you've had. So what is your strategy in reality? Like, obviously you're doing something different, or maybe just a little bit better than a lot of people. What strategy have you gone about to actually tackle all of these accomplishments?
I think the really important point to highlight in what you've just raised is if people are looking for like one specific method that's like click here, click there, do this, do that, and then a result's going to come out in the end. If they're looking for things like that, they're going to end up in trouble because it doesn't exist. People will sell it to you, but it doesn't exist. You need to think about it from that's like if you want to use kind of an analogy, that's like a very linear thing, right? If you're here and you want to get up here, you're going to click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're at your goal, right? That's what people are looking for, and that's what they're being sold by people who are pitching this bullshit dream. When in reality, a business is much more dynamic than that. A business has a lot of variables, and an affiliate marketing business in particular, as we talk about in the accelerator, has 4 main variables. And you can move within these frameworks. And I think this is probably what I figured out pretty early, is that stop looking for the click, because it doesn't exist, and start understanding that this is this overall beast. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's kind of like a Rubik's Cube where you've got to like turn them until it lines up, and then that'll work. But then something might, then you might have to turn it in a different direction in order to change, and you're constantly troubleshooting. So I think for most people, if they can focus in on those 4 areas, and we can break them down, but your mindset is the first one. And I know people will watch this and go, oh, mindset, that doesn't make a difference. It's a strategy, blah, blah, blah. If you can't accept the fact that what's going on between your ears is having a massive impact on how you execute every day, you're cooked. You're done. Like, give up. Give up now. If you think that look, there's woo-woo mindset stuff out there that doesn't help anybody, but there is some very, very practical mindset stuff as well. I think the big 3, the 80-20 for the beginners in the room, the 80-20 for me of personal development and mindset is having a really strong reason for why you want to do it. Like for me, it was getting out of 100-hour weeks in corporate and being able to spend more time with family. It's the second one is having an abundant perspective insofar as you don't get hung up on any one lead or any one sale, or you know that that's annoying, but I move on and there'll be another one. And then the third one is an ability to block out the noise, right? Like if you're getting haters, if you've got internal doubts, if your family's like, what are you doing, Nate? Why are you doing this? Like the noise elements around you and internally, if you can manage those 3 things for the beginners watching this, that's going to cover you for like 80% of the time. Once you start pushing up into taking on customers and stuff like that, and really trying to push up to kind of the 7-figure mark, it changes and it gets more complex, and you have to shift your perspective, as you and I were talking about before we went live. And it evolves quickly. But those are the big 3 for mindset. The next one of the 4 that I mentioned before is your offer creation, and understanding the framework of, well, how do I craft an offer, right? How do I make something that's attractive? So you can do something like what I was just talking about before. You can put out a Facebook post and people will buy stuff off, copy that took me 7-8 minutes to write. It's what goes into an offer. Okay. And so if we narrow in on, affiliate marketing, you've obviously got your core product. That's what you start with. That's what everybody's selling. You can't sell the same thing as everybody else. Otherwise you're not going to stand out. So you have to put, some new wrapping paper on it, so to speak. You're wrapping the product that you're selling, which if it's a good product is already going to be an offer in itself, right? So if we talk about SAA as an example, before you, Nate, or any other affiliates, before you guys touch that, that's already a standalone offer, right? Like it's got the training, it's got the Facebook group, it's got the weekly calls, it's got the private affiliate program, it's got a full offer stack that the value exceeds the price, so that's why it converts. And standalone, it's an offer. But as an affiliate marketer, to compete with other people in the space, you need to wrap that in your own offer. And there's a few steps to do that. The first major one, which is the easiest win anyone can get anywhere in the affiliate marketing world, is knowing what you're selling really, 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 really well. And this is why we have a members-only affiliate program, is because I hate the culture online of people promoting stuff that they've never used or never bought or know nothing about. That adds no value to anybody. And when you know your product well, like when I first got into Legendary, you had to buy everything. You had to buy it all. So I invested not just for the commission side of things, because I wanted their training and I wanted to go to their events, but I dropped, $17,500. on all their programs and stuff. And then I felt comfortable promoting them because I'd seen it. But people are just so hesitant to spend money. And it's like, well, if you can't wrap your head around buying something once to not only be able to promote it, but to get access to everything that's included, how on earth are you going to convince someone else to buy it? Like, good luck.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. And so, yeah, to circle back, the big tip there is when you know well what you're promoting, you can really unpack it. So you can go through and you can say, you know, these are all the things you're going to get, and this is what they're going to do for you. These are all of the core elements. And just doing that alone will separate you from a lot of affiliates who don't take the time, the effort, the energy, or can't do it because they've not invested in the thing that they're selling. So that's the first tip is really know what you're selling well so that you can speak intelligently about it. Like, you know, Nate, if you're promoting SAA, you should be able to answer the same questions I could about it. It's my product, but you should know it as well as I do because you're promoting it. So you're the sales rep, right?
Right, yeah.
Most affiliates wouldn't. Most affiliates, like, I can see the books behind you, you know, they throw up a link and they'll be like, you know, buy traffic secrets. Okay, why? I don't know. There's some stuff in it about traffic. Yeah, what? I don't know. Facebook. Yeah, you know what I mean. And that's fine. That's fine for a book where it's like $9, but try and do that with a $3,000 program that you've not been through. It's not going to happen. Like that, the element of trust is so high at that point that you need, and a good way to get it is by confidently being able to talk about the thing that you're selling. Otherwise, people can sniff that. They can sniff it a mile off. It's like, well, why would I buy this thing that, one, you've not bought, and two, you can't answer questions about? It's not going to happen. That's a big flaw for a lot of affiliates. And in companies like Legendary, they're like, oh, my people aren't upgrading. It's like, have you upgraded? No. Well, why would they upgrade? If you're talking to them and you're trying to convince them to upgrade, it's a simple question. Well, have you? No. Well, why would I? You know, like, lead by example. Do the things yourself that you're trying to persuade and convince other people to do. It's a big thing, and it's an easy step. It's a really easy step to separate yourself. Beyond that, in terms of the offer creation piece, the big two that are slightly more obvious is what bonuses are you going to tack on, and to dive into some psychology around bonuses. I think the easiest way to think about it is when you know your core product and what it can do for people, you've kind of got this like roadmap. This is where they are now, and this is where they want to get to, and that's ideally what the core product will do for them. So you can kind of imagine that's like a bridge. How can you turn that bridge into like like when you go to the airport and you can either walk or you can get on like the flat kind of like travelator thing that they have?
Yeah.
How can I turn the product from them walking to being able to hop on that thing and happen faster, right? Like, how can I make things easier? And that's why when you see bonuses, it's a lot of like scripts and templates and done for you resources and cheat sheets and frameworks, like things that can allow people to implement faster, make really, really good bonuses. And then the third piece of the offer creation is your support. Again, super easy thing to add on. If you know the product well, it's a valuable addition. Just need to be careful early on that you don't undersell your time. I'll tell you this, the first ClickFunnels offer that I made where I added my support, I said unlimited support if you create a ClickFunnels account. Unlimited. Like nuts, stupid. But I didn't know what I was doing. I was just figuring it out, right? Now it's like I'm not getting on the phone for less than $500 for half an hour or $1,000 for an hour. It's just not happening. Because I can I could spend time doing other things like writing copy and creating content. You've really got to weigh up what your time is worth. And that will get more and more as you get more experience and more results. But don't give away the farm like I did. That's not a smart move. And people won't respect it either. They'll abuse it. They'll absolutely abuse it. And then they're the
time vampires or something at one point, I remember.
Yeah, that's a Dan Kennedy title. And I tell you what, man, there are people out there, and I swear to God, the only reason they're on this earth is to hunt you down and waste your time. Like that is why they are here, and it is painful. And if you give them oxygen, they will take it and keep taking until you can't breathe. So they're the first two parts, and then the next two parts from an affiliate marketing strategy perspective is your conversion. How are you selling it, right? And then that kind of goes hand in hand with the last piece, which is who are you selling it to, right? And when I say who, I don't necessarily mean your avatar. I mean like, where are these people? What platform are you on? So you really strategically can fit it into three buckets. It's what are you selling, how are you selling it, and who are you selling it to? And 90% of affiliates wouldn't be able to answer those three questions. They can't answer, well, this is my core product, this is my core conversion strategy, and there's really only two main ones for affiliate marketers. It's either a conversation or a bridge funnel. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. And what platform are you on? Most of them are like, oh yeah, I'm doing TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, email marketing. I'm doing all these things not very well, and now I don't know why I'm spinning my wheels. So you pair the conversion strategy with the platform, right? So that's why having conversations with people works really well on Facebook. But if you're on YouTube, you want to use a funnel. Like it's just about matching the conversion strategy with the platform. And then as an overall strategy tip on that stuff, it's focusing on one, right? One core product, one core conversion strategy, and one core platform. Stick with that until you hit your first income goal, then look at making it more complicated. Then look at adding another conversion strategy, then look at adding a different product at a different price point, then look at maybe adding a different traffic source. Like get that baseline, build the house foundation, and then make it more complex. But yeah, that's a crash course in the affiliate side of strategy. And then that's why I was kind of saying at the start, to bring this back together, it's not about click here, click here, click here. It's about what thing do I put in each of those buckets, and then how does that kind of move and change over time. That's where it's a really dynamic thing, as opposed to this like linear path that a lot of people are being sold on.
Yeah, I really like that. You point that out. That's definitely like where I struggled a lot when I first started, was always looking for the next done for you system or program or opportunity that was just going to like make everything easy. And, there's always going to be, you have to have some resourcefulness and really know what you have to be doing in that area. Or, there's moving pieces to everything. And this is a business. It's not like a copy and paste. Like you said, you can't really copy and paste to success.
Right. I mean, those systems, they work for people who, surprise, surprise, know how to make an offer, because they always stack bonuses and support on top, which is what we just spoke about. It's got a funnel, which is typically provided, but it is with a lot of affiliate programs. And those people have an audience, right? It's not the system that's making them the money. It's the fact that they've got the audience and they know how to craft an offer, right? Yeah. Which is what we've just spoken about. And then it gets sold as push button, copy and paste, easy. And then beginners get into it and they're like, well, why isn't the funnel working for me? And it's like, because you don't know how to craft an offer and you've got no one to go through the funnel. And buying your mega super premium tier 1 solo ad clicks just isn't going to cut it. Because more people are making money with solo ads, selling solo ads, than they are with actually using the solo ads. So that's why it doesn't work. And it comes back to the really boring stuff of marketing and sales, and learning that stuff, and it will serve you well long term.
Right. I like what you pointed out about how if you don't have people coming through your funnel, I see that all the time. People are focusing on building out their funnel and then spending weeks doing that. And if they don't have traffic or know how to get people into it, they're not, you're not going to, of course, not going to make any sales. So what you briefly mentioned when in the beginning of our interview that you blogged, but people that aren't from SAA, I know the ones that are will know what you primarily do now. So if you want to tell a little bit about what your main audience platform is now.
Yeah, absolutely. So in early 2018, when I first got into kind of the personal branding side of things, I started my Facebook group, and pretty quickly realized it was a powerful thing for two reasons. One, because of how directly you can connect with people through your content, but also through a conversation. But two, because of the way Facebook works, it's a lot more of a replicatable thing for people, right? It's not, I'm not going to go as far as what we were just talking about before, but because of the way the algorithm works, you can quite quickly build an audience and get engagement and actually have people paying attention to you. Whereas over on YouTube, where you're waiting to rank, it's out of your control, right? It's what I call algorithm contingent organic traffic, which is like your Google and your YouTube. You're waiting to be ranked, whereas on Facebook you can be a lot more aggressive and proactive and go out there and grab it. So I've been on Facebook for a couple of years now, and the landscape's definitely changed, but the opportunity for the individual that understands how it works mechanically, but then comes in with some marketing flair and strategy, can still kick ass. There are so many people on here. People want to buy stuff. They want to spend money. The difference that separates the people that do really well on this platform and the people that kind of flounder and then burn out is can you come up with something that's a bit different and a bit unique, right? That starts your momentum train rolling, and then you compound that on top of each other. That's the big secret. And it's really hard to teach that. It's hard to teach creativity, right? All you can do is kind of empower people to be like, look, think outside the box. Try think of something different. Try be resourceful and independent and stop looking for everything to be done for you, as you said, and just think about, like, as I keep referencing it because I did it 2 minutes before I hopped on, but the offer I just put up, I had an idea for an offer structure that I've not tried before. Right. And I was like, I'll give it a go. Like, there's a chance it doesn't work, but there's also a chance that it does. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. But you get creative with those pillars, right? You can get creative with your mindset. You can get creative with, what do I focus on? What don't I focus on? You can get creative with your day, what you're paying attention to, what you're not paying attention to. That all fuels your mindset. Then you can get creative with your offers. And this applies to Facebook, but it also applies to any platform. You can get creative with the offers and how you structure them. You can get creative with your conversion strategies. And then you can go out there and test other platforms. But for beginners, I am still very, very firmly of the view that Facebook is such an amazing place to start, because you can be very proactive about it. I've not seen any platforms take complete beginners from nothing to multi-six figures in this space faster than Facebook. Like, I've just not seen it, and I've seen most things in this space at this point. It's really, really powerful, but it rewards the hustle. It's not always sexy. It's not sunshine and rainbows all the time. It takes hard work, and for the people that aren't prepared for that, it's not a good fit. If you kind of just want to upload something and then wait, YouTube is for you, or a blog is for you. And once you've got Facebook rolling, you can use it as a catalyst for one of those platforms. Yeah. But to start, if you are genuinely hungry for your success, Facebook is going to reward your proactivity more than any other platform. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'd say to start for people.
Yeah, I totally agree, for sure. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I know I focused on blogging for a really long time. When I first started, I still do blog. Most of my blog's outsourced now, but the results that I was able to see with, like, the implements that I've learned from you, in comparison to blogging, I blogged for months with, basically just sitting around and waiting to get ranked. And that's ultimately what caused me to jump into one of your programs in the beginning anyways, was the being able to be proactive. And that's the main thing was the main thing for me. So do you want to talk a little bit more about SAA for those that aren't familiar with that program?
Absolutely. So as I kind of said when I was sharing my backstory a little bit, after I hit the Platinum Club with Legendary and did the big launch with Tony and Dean and Russell, I took a bit of time off and kind of reflected on where I wanted to go with things. And it was during that time that the Super Affiliate Accelerator, so when Nate says SAA, that's what he's referring to, was born. And that was in the last quarter of 2019. So we're still here. unlike most programs, which are here today, gone tomorrow. There's been a lot come and go since we started. There's been a lot of knockoffs come and go. But we show up in there every day. We have our coaching calls every week. We've not missed a coaching call in 14, 15 months. And so we've been running that program, and it is specifically focused on high ticket affiliate marketing. It's specifically focused on the framework that we've just been sharing, which is what I call the Mocha blueprint: mindset, offer, conversion, and audience. It's not hypey. It's not any of the things we're talking about from a push button copy and paste. Our typical customer is someone who's fed up with that bullshit. Our typical customer gets on the phone with myself originally when I did the calls, and then our sales team now, and they say, look, I'm fed up with the crap and I want to learn how to market and sell stuff, right? And that's what we focus on. We focus on getting people's mindset in check, giving them that 80-20 framework that we spoke about and some other stuff. We focus on showing them, what's the right way to stack offers, and then how do you actually create something that's sexy. We focus on conversion strategies that literally can turn people who've never sold anything into a pro very, very quickly with the framework that will stick with you for the rest of your life. It is that powerful. We have all the funnel stuff in there. We've got the email marketing training in there. It's all very, very to the point stuff. I don't like the longest video in the course is an hour, and that's the sales training because it's a complex topic. Aside from that, they're short, to the point videos. Do this, do that, do this, do that, in order to start moving those 4 buckets: your mindset, your offers, your conversion strategies, and growing your audience. We pair that with, depending on the package, we've just rolled out a couple of different packages. Our core package is $2,500, and it includes all that training plus a private Facebook group where you can get support at any time. It's incredibly prompt. Our guys are on the ball. They know their stuff. I'm in there as well. I've built my own 7-figure business. Our sales guy has sold millions of dollars offline and built his own 6-figure online business. Our copy guy writes for a number of 7-figure entrepreneurs online. It's the most well-stacked affiliate marketing coaching team you're ever going to get. And we're in there every day, and it's one of our babies in the business, and we love it. And so you can get the support in the group, and you can get the support on the weekly calls as well. So there's no, it's got that community element, it's got that family feel, it's got the training, it's got the support, it's got the coaching. There's a couple of packages either side of that, but if people are going to jump in, that's the one they should definitely look at.
Yeah, the main core package.
Yeah,
it's definitely. I will say from experience and my experience with it, I wasted. I wouldn't necessarily say wasted, but I spent a lot of money on courses before I stumbled on Jacob Caris's information or his program, and I definitely would say that Super Affiliate Accelerator is a huge contributing factor to me where I'm at today, which I'm recently a full-time affiliate marketer. So I would definitely say that's a major. Prior to jumping into his programs, I had some major flaws in my outlook in online business in general and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's and you've just got to look at our students who've crushed the affiliate space as well, and then gone on and done their own stuff. The reason they're able to do that, right? Like this week alone, I put up 3 announcements. I do these things called member spotlights. I put up 3 announcements. One of them was for someone who had a $10,000 week. One of them was for someone who had a $12,000 week, and one of them was for someone who had a $20,000 week. And they're all people who started in the last 12 to 14 months. Right, so these aren't people who have been doing it for ages. Like I said, I've seen nothing that has the ability to convert beginners into people putting up numbers like that. They've done a shitload of work. Don't get me wrong; like they have worked their asses off, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that at all. But to $20,000 a week, that's a 7-figure run rate. That's $80,000 a month. And he's not going to do that every week, obviously. But that's like top 1% stuff. That's unheard of. And this is somebody who literally 12 months ago was starting from scratch. Like it's incredibly powerful. The growth and kind of evolution that people can go on because we focus on these fundamental skills is really, really cool. And that's what I like about it. I put up a post in the group the day that I launched the beta group, and I wrote the welcome post. And I put a line in there and I said, we want to create leaders, not robots and clones. And that's what we've done really well, better than any program I've seen, is create leaders who have then gone and created their own audiences and created their own products and been mega successful. And so it depends. If that's something that sounds good to you, getting started in the affiliate space, learning the skills to do really well with high ticket in particular, building that audience, learning how to sell, learning how to market, from a team of coaches who've done very, very well in the space. Then it's definitely going to be for you. And growth and a trajectory is important to you. You're going to be armed with those skills that will allow you to do that. A lot of programs are very focused on the now. It's like, just the things for now. Whereas we're setting people up for years and decades, I feel.
Yeah, I really like you totally made me remember what I was going to say. I spaced out. How I've never seen a program that has so much like your testimonials are of people, a lot of testimonials for other programs seem to be, but these are like real, they're actually like building businesses, especially if you get in the affiliate community, you can see all these people that are absolutely crushing it, like you're saying. And there's been people that are very successful in the affiliate community from taking SAA.
Yeah. I think the big thing to look at with affiliate programs is who are their top affiliates and what were they doing before that program as well. Like a lot of our success stories, well, all of our success stories started from zero when they joined us because they jumped into other shit and it hadn't got them what they needed. Whereas you'll look at a lot of leaderboards and it's like, oh yeah, they're doing this well, but it's like, yeah, but when they rolled into it, they had 100,000 YouTube subscribers. It's not apples and apples, right?
Right.
You're not going to come in and do that. So you need something that plays to the situation that you're in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're closing in on 45 minutes here. Is there anything you would like to touch on or give a couple tips before we close out, or?
Have we had any comments come through? There's a few. Brandon. Awesome.
We got Brandon live.
Cool. Tips, stick with it. It's so worth it. Like it's pretty cool what can come of it. The relationships that you can build, the travel when COVID isn't doing what it's doing is amazing. That you not travel just like I'm sitting on a beach in Thailand. Like you can go to events, and it's taken me to New York, it's taken me to California, it's taken me Florida, Vegas, all these kind of things. It's taken me to a lot of different places, and it's still pretty early. It's been 3.5, 4 years, so it's so worth it. I actually get a little bit scared when I look back, and I'm like, imagine that first year in 2017 when I was so busy. If I'd not put those hours in, if I'd not written those blog posts on the plane and on the train and stuff like that, I wouldn't be here. I'd literally still be in a cubicle, which is really scary. So I just stick with it because it's so worth it. And you'd hate to wake up in 5 years and go, shit, I wish I'd stuck with that affiliate marketing thing, because who knows where I could have been. It's pretty cool what can happen when you figure it all out and have the breakthroughs and get on the right path with the right people and the right strategies.
Yeah, I really like that advice for sure when it comes to sticking with it. And I had a big misinterpretation that I was going to get money quick, and that's definitely something that I like to hear, is to just continue to put in effort and reap the benefits.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's the online space and info business in particular, be it selling other people's, it is truly unbelievable when you learn strategy it's crazy what you can do. Like it's crazy the ability to make stuff happen. When you learn copy, when you learn how to sell, when you learn how to have a conversation with somebody, and you can turn one messenger conversation into $5,000, which is what people work a month for, in a good job. And you develop this skill set that allows you to create a package, allows you to have a conversation in a way that makes that package desirable to that person, and you can do that over and over and over again with leverage. Like it's unheard of. It's amazing. But it comes back to learning those skills, and that's why we preach that so much.
Well, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day, busy guy. I appreciate you jumping on here with us and doing this live.
No worries, man. It's been good. Hopefully people got some value from it. Everyone that's on the fence or is in the affiliate marketing game and wants to step it up or has been trying to get in, hit up Nate, get his link. I hope to see some of the names from this group in the accelerator shortly, because I think it would be a very, very wise decision if you're serious about your affiliate marketing stuff. Yep.
If you have any questions, feel free to comment or reach out to me, or, we'll be in touch. Thanks for jumping on the live.
No worries, man. Have a great day.